Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and here today y'all, I'm here to review WWE 2K24, the new WWE game, and I know I'm a little over 3 months getting this review out. I just returned to YouTube like 5 days ago, so that's the reason why I haven't gotten my review out yet. So, I'm here today though, on June 10th, 2024 to finally review this game. So let's go and get started, guys, with my review for WWE 2K24. When it comes to WWE 2K24, I think it's a good game. I really like some of the new features that they brought in the game. Like, you can throw weapons at your opponent by pressing circle on the PlayStation. I'm not sure how it is on the Xbox consoles because I don't own an Xbox. It's been a while. Don't really know their buttons too good. But yeah, with circle on the PlayStation consoles, you could throw weapons, which was a cool feature that was added into this game. And another feature that I liked is that you can actually climb the announcer table and put your opponent through it, or you could put your opponent through the table by going up top of the turnbuckle and delivering any kind of high maneuver, Sometimes it's frustrating, though, with doing that because your opponent will move out of the way if you're not quick about it, which sucks. But it is what it is with that. So yeah, that was another great feature, being able to climb the announcer table again, because you haven't been able to do that in years in WWE games. Another cool feature is, of course, you can still taunt with the weapons in your hand. That was pretty cool. So if you have like a sledgehammer, kendo stick, chair, baseball bat, any of those weapons, you can still taunt with those. That's a pretty cool feature. The feature that I didn't like in this game, and we'll talk about that some, is the trading blows. I eventually had to go in options on my WWE 2K24 because I didn't like the trading blows feature, because when you go to press like circle, So the trading blows feature is added in like every match, especially if you hold down square. I just didn't like that feature. It ruined the matches for me, so I had to go and turn off that. If people like that feature in the game, more power to them, but I didn't like that feature, honestly. So I don't know why they brought it in. I don't like it. So, yeah, I didn't like the trading blows feature. Another thing I did like about WWE 2K24 is that they have different matches that we never got to play in WWE games before. Or at least in a while, because they brought back the special guest referee with WWE 2K24, which wasn't really any different from 2K14, because if you're not careful, you still can get kicked out, and they'll send in one of the regular referees that's in the game. So, yeah, you still gotta be careful what you're doing in a special guest referee match. If you're gonna play as the ref, you gotta be careful, or they'll send out another ref, and it'll just say new referee coming or something like that. But the cool thing I did like, though, about that was you can still be like a manager, but even then you still gotta be careful, or the referee throw you out from ringside. So, yeah, the special guest referee, I'm glad they brought that back, but I don't like how you can't have freedom and just do whatever the fuck you want the whole time, like you could in the PS2 days of special referee matches. But it is what it is. I still like playing as the ref, though it's fun. So, another thing I liked was the ambulance and casket matches that were added, because never got to play an ambulance match before in a WWE game. And then the casket match, which isn't technically new because they did have the Buried Alive match in older WWE games like 2007, 2008, those two WWE games, from my remembrance of playing old WWE games. So yeah, the casket match was great. The ambulance and casket matches, they're good, but it takes a lot of work to win. But they're still fun matches. You can use the casket as a weapon, whether you're power bombing your opponent onto it or some other kind of maneuver. It's just awesome. You can use casket as a weapon. It's just great to have the casket match in general in the game because it's a fun match. Same can be said with the ambulance match. I mentioned an ambulance match. There is an ambulance backstage in the game. If you want to fight backstage in that, it's just pretty awesome. So, yeah, definitely great stuff there. I really like that. And there was one thing I did like too was the fireball payback, but I would recommend don't do it in no DQ. Don't do it in matches where disqualification and the rules are on. You should just only use it in no DQ matches like Hell in a Cell match, Steel Cage, Extreme Rules, No Holds Barred, Last Man Standing. Just use it in matches like that. You can also use it, of course, in the ambulance and casket match and as well, because there's no DQ in those matches. So the fireball was a cool new payback that was introduced for the first time in a WWE game with WWE 2K24. That's pretty awesome. Really did like that a lot. The fireball. I remember playing some matches though with Drew McIntyre, and I was trying to use like another payback on my opponents, but I accidentally used the fireball and got disqualified. It was frustrating, but it is what it is on that. But it's still a cool feature. That's why I say don't use it in a match with rules. Use it in a match that doesn't have rules. That way you're not disqualified. So, yeah, was another thing that I liked about 2K24. I just think it's a fun game overall. Yes, there's times where it can be frustrating, like if you're going for a signature move or a finisher, your opponent will reverse it. It's rare to hit a signature and finisher in WWE 2K24. If your opponent doesn't reverse, then you're lucky. Because with me, when I'm playing it, my opponent reverses all the fucking time. It's just frustrating, to be honest. Another thing I didn't like about 2K24, your opponent can reverse all these moves, but when you're trying to press triangle or square or anything to reverse their moves, it's just impossible to make go through. It just takes forever, you know. But I'm not going to hate on the game because I don't hate the game. I just don't like certain things about it. But it's a good game overall, though. I think it's a good game. And just enjoyable, you know. There's cool things I like about the game. Like I said, I don't like how you go for a certain move, signature, finisher, and any other moves where your opponent can just reverse on you. It's just fucking frustrating, to be honest. But that's nothing new with WWE 2K24. It happens in WWE 2K23, happens in WWE 2K22 and other wrestling games, but mostly those three games, 2K22, 2K23, and of course WWE 2K24. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because it even happens probably worse in 2K24 for me than the other two games, even though it does happen in the other two games. It's just frustrating. And when it comes to the soundtrack to WWE 2K24, I think it's decent. I don't really know any of the songs that well. It was picked up by Post Malone, of all people. Why Post Malone, I have no idea. But it is what it is. Soundtrack, not too good, but it is what it is. The My Rise was pretty cool. I did like the My Rise, but I prefer the woman's version, which is called Unleashed. The Undisputed version, where you're playing as a male, is okay, but I like the Unleashed version better with the female. But that's just my opinion. I like her story better. And it eventually gets creepy, especially when you meet Alexa Bliss in My Rise, and you follow along with her for a while. Just gets creepy, but it's something interesting, though. So, yeah, I like the My Rise, but I definitely liked the female version better because it's just awesome and I really like it. So, yeah, guys, there's nothing really negative to say about WWE 2K24. It's a good game. I just didn't really care much for the soundtrack. If you're going to have a soundtrack and a good game, they need to work together, if you know what I'm saying. So, 2K24 from WWE, good stuff. So, yeah, good game. I'm going to go ahead and rate this game. I really like it a lot. So, yeah, I Not saying it's my favorite WWE game of all time or anything, but it's still a good game. 2K done a good job on this, introducing new features like throwing weapons and the new payback, and of course being able to climb the announcer table and break your opponent through that, bringing that back, and special ref and all that good stuff, guys. Nothing negative besides my few flaws, the reversals and shit when you're trying to use certain moves on your opponents. But it is what it is, because it wasn't the first time it happened in a WWE game. Just believe me there, y'all. So, these are my thoughts on WWE 2K24. So, I'm going to go ahead and rate this game. And my official rating for WWE 2K24 is, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of a 10, because while it's a good game, it's not perfect. So, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of a 10 rating for this game. So I'm out, guys. Peace.